Let's have a look at how we can use item tracking on inbound documents. And for this example, I will create a new purchase order. And I also created a few new items that I can use. So let's start by entering the vendor. So I will just use vendor 10,000. And then on the first line, I will enter the first item. And like I just said, a few new items. And the first one is a computer. So Surface Pro. So I would like to order these items for location main, and quantity is 100. Then on the second line, I will enter item 1001, which in my case is maintenance oil. So, and this is an item that requires lot numbers. So also this is for location main. So let's order 1000 units. And on the third line, let's go for the paint. And this is an item that requires both lot numbers and package numbers. Okay, so and also this is for main, and here let's take 400 units. Okay, so there we go. This is my purchase order. So all the items are entered. We have quantities. There is a direct unit cost, a total amount. So everything looks fine. However, if you now try to post, you will see that this doesn't work. So let's give it a try. I would like to receive the items. But we get the error message that we should assign a serial number for item 1000. So let's close the error messages page. So item 1000 is my Surface, and this is a computer, and each computer has a unique serial number. So we need to enter these serial numbers. Now, how can we enter item tracking information? Well, that's quite simple. You just select your line, then click on line and go to the item tracking lines. And there's also a shortcut, Shift-Control-I, as you can see. So item tracking lines. So in here on this page, I now need to enter 100 serial numbers. And so you can see all the information like serial number, lot number, package number, quantities, and so on. So again, in this case, we need to assign 100 serial numbers, at least if we receive these 100 computers. But let's assume that that's the case. Now, there are several ways. You could do this manually. So I could go to the serial number field and I can start entering information. But of course, that would take too much work to enter 100 lines, especially in a course like this. So that's not what I would like to do. A second option would be to assign serial numbers. So, and this will trigger the number series that you assigned on the item card. So that's a very interesting function, but a function that is used in most cases for serial numbers that you want to create yourself. Suppose that you're a production company and the items for which you post output should have a serial number, then you can use the number series to automatically assign your own serial numbers. If we would like to assign the serial numbers of the manufacturer or the vendor, then this is not a good function. So then we have a third function that we can use, and that's the create customized serial number function. So let's run this one. So, and with this function, as you can see, you can enter the first serial number, and then assuming that all 100 serial numbers increment with 1, you can enter the increment by field, the quantity to create. You can also opt for creating new lot numbers or serial number information cards, but I will not do this in this example. So, and then running this function will now create 100 lines. So the first one with 84 at the end, then the second one 85, 86, and so on. So these are now my 100 serial numbers, which I have created with that specific function. So it could be useful. In real life, this is also something that is often done with barcode scanning, but apart from that option, we can also use the create customized serial number function like I just did. All right, so we're already one step further, but still not at the end, because again, if I now try to post, I will not get the message anymore on serial numbers, but now the system will complain on missing lot numbers. because for my second item, the maintenance oil, there is a requirement to assign lot numbers, as you can see here. Okay. So let's also go ahead and do that. So I will select the second line. So the same function, I will go to line item tracking lines. Yeah. And in this case, we don't have a function like the serial number one, so there is no function create customize lot numbers. So for lot numbers, the only options is to enter them manually or use the number series. But again, number series is maybe more convenient for your own produced items. So in this case, I will just enter them manually. So I will enter the lot number. So for example, let's keep it simple. Number one. Quantity, let's take 100. All right. Now this means that we have 100 units in lot number one, but this lot also has an expiration date because the maintenance oil after a while expires, and I would like to assign expiration dates to each lot. Now by default the expiration date fields are not visible, but you can easily add them through the personalize functions. If I go to personalize, and if I go to the plus fields action at the top, you can see here the fields that you can add, and one of them is the expiration date. So let's maybe add it here. And there we go. So I will close the personalization, and now I can enter that the expiration date here is, for example, let's take the 1st of December 21. Then I will go to the second line because we have received 3 different lots. So, and this will get an expiration date of, let's take, for example, January 31, 2020. And then the last one has an expiration date of September 1, 2021. So let's also enter the quantities. So let's take 100, maybe here, let's take 400, and then the last one, the remaining 500. All right, so this is all entered. So everything has been assigned to 3 different lots with their own expiration dates. So and this means that my second line is okay. And let's also check the third line. So I will go to line item tracking lines. And remember, or maybe not remember, let me tell you. So this is an item for which we need to assign both lot numbers and package numbers. So I will start with lot number. And let's take, for example, PT001, and then the quantity. So, for example, 300, and then PT002, 100. Okay, so again, here we do not only need to assign lot numbers, but also package numbers. So, and your package number can, of course, or in most cases is different from your lot number. So, and that's of course also perfectly possible. And if everything is sent with one package, I can simply enter the package number. Let's take this as an example. And I can use the same package number for both lines. So I can copy this and then paste it on the second line. So that's of course perfectly possible because everything arrived or will arrive in one package. If it arrives in 2 different packages, you also might have to split your lot numbers, for example. So that's something that you will have to see in real life, how the lot numbers are divided over the different packages. But okay, so now we have both the lot number and the package number. Let's escape back to the purchase order, and now let's try to post again. So I will click on post, receive. Alright, and now everything is received. So Business Central had all the information that was required, serial numbers, lot numbers, and so on, and I was able to receive my items. Now let's look at the results. So I will click here on Navigate to go to the receipts. So this is the receipt, and I'm interested in the entries that we have for the receipt. Let's maybe open it so that you can again see the items that we have used. So there we go. And like I just said, I would like to check the entries. So let's find entries. So in here you can see now that we have 105 item ledger entries and 105 value entries. And there you can see, of course, the impact of the serial numbers, because instead of creating one item ledger entry with quantity 100, the system has created 100 item ledger entries with quantity 1, because the serial number makes each unit unique. And that's what you can see here. You see, so the serial numbers that make each piece unique, as you can see. Also notice here the package numbers, that we have received. And this is how how Business Central processes item tracking on the item ledger entries. Now I also would like to check my lot numbers. So again, this is something I can easily do by personalizing the page. So let's add a field. So I will search for lot. And there we go. And let's put it, I don't know, maybe here just between package and location code. Alright, so there we can now see the lot numbers. Okay, let's click on a lot number. So for example, lot number 1. And here you can now see the lot number information list. As you remember in one of the previous units when we were setting up item tracking codes, for the lot specific tracking code, I also enabled the function to automatically create lot number information cards. So if you don't remember, let me quickly show you again. So I will open the item tracking codes, and here on lot all, let's click on edit to display the card, and then expand the lot number information, the lot number tab. So, and remember here I have enabled the field create lot number information on posting. So, and this means that Business Central automatically created, let me return, 3 lot number information cards, 1 for each lot that we have received. Alright. Now again, like I already explained, the lot number information card can be used to assign additional information. So let me show you. So if I go to the first one and if I click on edit, the card will open. So and basically what you can do here, for example, is enter a test quality. Suppose that this lot is of good quality, I can select good, so additional information. You can enter additional descriptions, a certificate number, and so on. So this could be interesting. It's not very much information that you can add, but a couple of interesting things that you can add here. Another thing which could be interesting if you use lots with expiration dates, you can see here how many expired inventory that we have. That's also something that could be interesting. So and again, the system now has created such an information card automatically for each lot.